Hi, I'm Tom.
I'm Matty.
And I'm Lewis.
This is the Wigan Way, Wigan's favourite rugby league podcast.
He'll put you in his trap 'cause he's a union man. He's got it all figured out. He won't care what you think 'cause he's a northern man. He's allowed to speak his mind. His mind.
So we are back this week on the Wigan Way after round 2 of Super League. Lots gone on, lots of games, lots of insight and a lot of things to talk about. But before we get into that, Matty and Lewis, you both here this week. How are you both doing, lads?
Very good. We've both been away, actually, over half-term holidays. Back at work today. We were both back in time for the game on Saturday, so we've got lots of time to dive into it now.
Yeah, I'm going to say, Matty, you're much braver than me getting straight into Wigan at 7:15. I'd have been nervous, me.
Yeah.
Fair
Well,
play.
listen, I made it, didn't I?
Fair play.
Time to spur.
Time to spur.
Yeah, all good. Like Matty said, been away. Matty ventured up to Edinburgh. I ventured over the Pennines to Yorkshire. It was nice.
Are you feeling okay?
I'm feeling okay. Yeah, it weren't too into. It was actually just south of Skipton, so the closest rugby area would be Keighley.
I have also been on holiday there before.
Yeah. So it was a little village called Connolly we stayed in, but yeah, it was near Keighley. Didn't go to the Cougars or any games or anything like that. The Keighley Cougars.
I've seen the Cougars play, but not at Keighley, actually. I saw them play at Workington last year.
Did they play at Workington when you went up to Cumbria? But yeah, it's been a good half.
What? Are you shaking your head? Just
Don't want to go into Yorkshire.
Oh, don't know, it was Yorkshire. We've already done it this year for Cass, didn't we?
It was nice, to be fair.
The only time it's worth going to Yorkshire is when you come back with 2 points. Right.
There's another solid 9.5 on Lewis's holiday rating.
Yeah.
You never did that last
Dog
week.
friendliness.
Dog friendliness, walks, pubs. There was a lot of criteria you had to it.
I won't be honest, it sort of loses its effect when you just give everything a 9.5.
No, you got, yeah.
No,
I think there was one that was a 9.6.
There was a 9.2 as well.
To be fair, that one could very easily be a 10. It was
Had a good time.
It was everything. It was
In
very good.
Scotland.
Right.
You're ready to start the War of the Roses all up again.
Yeah.
Jinx here. So we're in good mood.
That would.
Top of the league, lads.
Should we get into it?
We are top of the league.
Well, it's probably worth starting.
Stop the count. League leaders, thank you.
It's probably worth starting though. We are top of the league, as you've just said, Matty, on points difference with Toulouse. Who would have ever wrote that at the start of the season?
Yeah.
But what I want to add to that is 2 decent performances, and I was actually looking at this before. The team that's won the league leaders in the last 5 years, in the last 3 years, last year, lost 5 games. In 2024, lost 5 games, and when we won it in 23, we lost 7 in the league. All the teams that are going to be competing have already lost 1. Now, I'm not saying the standard will stay the same, stay different. Obviously, we know there's no extra fixtures, but there isn't the loop fixtures, so you might have to win more. But I think that's a really good start from us, and all them teams that have dropped a game are thinking they have to go and beat someone away from home or win a game.
Well, let's just be clear here. We played Castleford and Hull, 2 teams who didn't make the playoffs last year. We're not talking league leaders, surely. But we've won those 2 games, which we had to do. And I think Matty Pete said it best. He said, we were good, we could have been better, but I would have taken that on the walk to the ground. I would have absolutely taken that, bitten your hand off. And I think he's right. Bad conditions. So whenever you see bad conditions, you think, oh, this is going to be a leveller. This is going to make it into a really difficult game. You know what Matty Pete calls those games? I can't say it on this podcast. We just had one at Cass where they let the grass grow dead long.
We said it last week, and I think it applies still. Get 2 points, no injuries, and get away from it.
Yeah.
And you'll be really happy. Now, the fact that we put in a good performance alongside that.
For 40 minutes, it was as good a performance I've seen us play for a long time.
Well, I was listening to Radio Manchester the other day, and someone said that it was the best half of rugby Wigan have played since Vegas. And I don't think that's a million miles away from being right.
Which half in Vegas, though? I don't think we completed a full half like that. Because Vegas, it was 20 minutes of nip and tuck and we had a try disallowed each. And here, I think our forwards laid such a platform for the first half that we couldn't do anything but go in with a huge lead.
Yeah.
I think in terms of domination, this was more dominating than... I know we scored more points at Vegas eventually. And I think we went in 24-0 both times. But I think this was more dominating 24-0. They never had a sniff.
No.
Warrington had a sniff.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. Talking about that, and talking about the start, I know we want to get on to prop chat later on, but I do want to talk about 10 minutes. It was battering, and we score at about 5 minutes in, but it was absolutely battering from that pack.
Mm-hmm.
The first set, I think it was Havard, Thompson, Ellis, and we were pushing the halfway line by 3 or 4 tackles in. I think it was it Gareth Cooks?
Paul Cook.
Paul Cook, sorry. Who was going on. You can't, in the first tackle of the game, let a player walk 20 metres.
Yeah, not
And
taking
not
to
get
ground.
tackled, not taken to ground. And some people were a bit upset by that, but
I think he said it best with that. He was talking about the domination. But you've got to remember, Paul Cook was a half. He knows what it's like to play with a dominant pack and with a beaten pack. He knows exactly how it would be, and he knows that it is practically impossible without a good pack to win.
Well, I think if you look at the kind of team, obviously with the injury to Wardle, Faz moved into the centres, which meant that you had Walters and December as your starting second rowers, which I just don't think's fair. It's just huge, innit? Just absolutely immense people.
It
And then
worked,
Sam
though, didn't
Esse then come into it on the bench. So straight away with that happening, obviously you would rather have one playing at centre every day of the week, but because of that, one of the kind of, to make a positive out of a negative type thing, it got a lot more bigger.
it means you have to go through the front door.
And I think when you're playing against Hull FC, and they're known for kind of blustering, they're known for having a big kind of powerful pack and recruiting Lissoni and, Liam Knight and people like that. Actually, a little bit of size and power through the middle, like you said, in the conditions we were in, probably did us a favour, really, having that kind of bigger, more powerful
absolutely did.
bodies in the middle.
Like I say, it means you have to play down the middle. You've got to smash the front door down, roll down the pitch, and we say it time and time again, but we have got the players that will get points if you put them in positions. Yeah. Asking Bevan, Jay, Harry Smith to create things from their own half is really difficult. Putting them in good positions, time and time again, they're gonna dominate. And I think
he isn't a prop, so I can talk about him now. But I was impressed with Brad O'Neill in this game.
Yeah.
He backed to his absolute brutal best, and he's like a brutal artist with the way he plays. Well, he just throws himself into people. His shoulders are made of absolute solid steel. He is very, very good for us because he lets the others do the fancy stuff. He knows when to run. He knows when to pass. He knows which direction to pass most of the time as well. And he hits everything that moves. And if it don't move it until it moves.
Well, I wanted to mention this because we were sat next to each other, Lewis, when this happened. But Brad made 28 tackles, and I bet every single one of them hurt.
Oh, they all counted.
But it was in the first half with Harvey Barron, and he took a catch and tried to get on the outside of December.
No, was it Harvey Barron or was it that Martin one where he was right in front of us?
No, it was on the other side. And he came in field to try and get into centre field. And we just sort of... I remember just hitting you on the arm because Brad O'Neill came out like a tracer bullet to close the defensive line and absolutely flattened him.
But how does Sam Esse score his try?
Through great defence.
Because Harvey Barron drops the ball cold because he's got an absolute steam train run at him. I'd drop it as well. In fact, I'd probably give it to Sam Esse. But you see how he's been smashed the time before when he's run over the middle. They've called him in, given that ball on his own line and said, good luck, lad. You've got 100 tons of Wigan Warrior charging at you. Good luck, and he just takes his half the ball.
Well, half time we always go back down, don't we? And we kind of meet up and have a bit of a chat. Obviously, me and Juice sit next to each other. You're a couple of rows down, Matty, with your family. And you come and just said, describe that earth in one word. And I think it was like physical, dominant, or something like that. I just kept on throwing these words. And
Three of us said domination.
It's just been a battering.
Yeah.
They've just hammered.
And I think the centre, Romano, who was Hull's probably best player on the day, he won the Hull man of the match by a landslide on the vote. And he's the only one that's coming in for any sort of praise from the FC fans.
He got flattened.
He got absolutely flattened, but
He kept showing up.
he kept showing up, and that counts for a lot. But in the second half, I was looking at him, and he was out on his feet.
Yeah.
He was so tired. He was absolutely blowing because he'd done so much work. Have a look how much work he did there. He must have done however many yardage carries, more than the rest of them put together, probably.
He took 20 for 131 metres.
And
20 carries.
what was the next most? 108 there, 103.
108.
So he's
from
obviously
90.
had a big
From the other
impact.
centre.
But they kept calling him in and then not giving him ball. And then he trudged back to the sideline into his centre position. They call him in again.
Well, there was a couple of things, and it's worth mentioning when you talk about the importance of defence. We're having this conversation about Martin, and Martin got out-jumped for a ball with Eckersley. He didn't take in the ball in front of us in the end of the first half, where they could have been through.
Could have had a chance there, yeah.
And someone around us said, "Oh, that's not like him. He normally just walks them in." I said, "It's different when every time you come in, you get absolutely battered." And every time he came in, there was 4 or 5 players trying to absolutely hammer him, getting physical with him, and making it uncomfortable for people. Like it should be. It shouldn't be easy to come play at the DW.
No.
Before we go into more player chat, should we ever dive into a couple of the tries?
Sure. Yeah.
While we started there. So first one from a Harry Smith kick to the corner. I'm going to be honest, at the time I was absolutely fuming because it seemed like they'd set up for a play and no one was ready for the kick. And everyone was about 15 yards back. Enough height on it meant that Eckersley could go and compete.
Giraffe on wing, you can kick to him. It doesn't really matter, does it? You get under it, you can have a chance.
Exactly.
I thought this was a pinpoint kick from Smith. It's a shame he doesn't get an assist for that because his kick was absolutely perfect.
It's one of them.
There's an Eckersley, just go and attack that. I mean, he catches it, he probably scores himself.
It's one of them. Just dropped right on top of Lewis Martin.
Yeah, you can't have a run up.
He can't run at it. He can hear the footsteps. You know you're going to get beat. And you just got to try and delay it, really.
That's the advantage Eckersley gives you in it. Obviously, we've had Miskey and Marshall for a long time, and obviously Miskey brings his strengths carrying the ball.
JB before that.
And JB before that, but now with Eckersley, you've got some height, so when you're kind of putting in those kicks to the corners, especially Eckersley, I'm not, disregarding Marshall, who obviously is good under a ball as well, but especially those attacking kicks where you can link with your hands, in front of your head and have it outstretched, it gives you an advantage. It's something, a new thing we've kind of got of having Eckersley on the wing. We're definitely, I think, a bit more threatening from those attacking kicks.
And I will say the kicks, I think we saw it a couple of times at Casper. We sort of kicked towards our second rower in December. The more options we have for different kicks, the harder it is to defend. And Eckersley's now another threat out there.
Smith, he's an expert at that as well, isn't he, Smith? So.
He very rarely picks the wrong kick.
Yeah.
So, we get the ball back, it's 6-0. Roll downfield. Again, Havard was really impressive. I think he took 2 carries. He took the first.
He had a big opening
Havard.
stint, didn't he? I think they had 20 minutes.
It was 20 minutes, and we counted he took 11 carries.
Yeah, 10, 11 carries, wasn't he? 20-minute period.
It was a big stint.
Not necessarily in time as well, it was the impact he
No,
brought with
that's
it.
what I mean. It was like, he's hitting this ball, but it's Havard again.
Yeah. And we ended up getting a penalty off the back of that, get downfield, and then 6-0. It's 8 minutes into the game, and that we just execute so well.
The reason I like that, though, I was going to say it for prop chat, but the reason I like that so much is because it allows Mago and Partington to come on and just bulldoze. You see, they've worked so hard. Harvey Hill worked so hard. We made
He
him
got
work.
battered every time he went into attack.
That's the way you deal with Harvey Hill. Yeah, that's the way you deal with big forwards like that. You have to. There's only a way, otherwise they run all... Well, look at Paul Vaughan. Every time a team has played Paul Vaughan and not battered him, he's walked all over him. When you've got a good forward like that, you've got to. But you see the flashy stuff from Mago potentially, and it's the absolutely showing up every time, hitting the ball up 11 times in the first 20 minutes, making however many tackles in the first 20 minutes. That's why he can do what he does.
Yeah,
It's the only reason.
But you've seen in these first two games that we've been able to bring Mago on a little bit later into the first half.
Yeah, and like Leeds used to do, Hull FC rolled the Sam Lissoni dice early, and we didn't have to. And that's always a good position to be in.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you can save your impact prop for just another 5 minutes. Just give it another 5 minutes.
Yeah. I think we're going to dive into that a lot in prop chat because there's a lot to discuss here. But we do that, we roll downfield and then it's executed to perfection. From centre field on that post, Ellis to Smith to Bevan. Kieran draws in his centre and gives Eckersley half a chance in the corner and he finishes really, really well.
No, thought with this, like I said to you, Tom, at the game, which happened a couple of plays before, so we didn't actually get over for points, but last week at Cass, obviously I wasn't there, but I was watching it on TV. Our attacking play seemed to be just a little bit short. We weren't really digging into the line, the half-backs. It was just a couple of paces behind where it needed to be, and that gave Cass to kind of slide over. One big difference I saw in here was the half-backs, Harry Smith in particular, digging right into line, committing defenders before he gives the ball out wide, and that's what creates the space then for Eckersley to go over. And that space is created because they're attacking the line, engage defenders, they can't slide over in time, and it creates the space out wide.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I think Caster's not as much space to do that.
Yeah, it is a smaller pitch. Yeah.
But I also think I'm a huge fan of taking it into the teeth of the line and passing it back.
Yeah.
You know, just like you, I am. But I do feel like some of the new rules are making it a bit easy to do that. I feel like if you take it right deep into the teeth of the line and pass, I mean, you're going to get hit.
Yeah.
That's a fact. You are going to get hit. And because if you don't, the defence can't deal with you if you show and go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they were getting a lot of penalties both ways. In all the games I've watched, which is most of the games out of however many games we've had so far, there's been a lot of penalties for that. Yeah. Where someone's dug right into the teeth of the line and passed, and it's almost simultaneous. And I get, it's deflection of the neck, and they've always talked about those ones being the worst to take when your body's relaxed because you've passed it. But I think there's got to be some sort of leniency with how late these late hits actually are. Because some of them are late.
There was one last week, where I can't remember what game it was. But it just left his hands.
Yeah. Like the one in the final 2 years ago, I'm going back some later. Thompson gave one away in the quad seat in the final.
Yes.
And I feel like that was just a late shot.
Yeah.
That wasn't... But some of these that get given are just so, like, bang plays, you might call them, where it's just... Ball leaves his hand, then he gets him. It's almost simultaneous. You've got to tackle him.
I think you can tell when someone's committed.
Yeah. And
when a kind of prop second row or whatever, his eyes light up because you can see he's past the ball and you see him kind of dip his shoulder.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? They know what they're doing at that point. They know it's gone. They know they can pull out the tackle, but they still just think, I'm just going to leave one on him here, just let him know I'm here type thing. And those should be penalised because the halfbacks need to be protected. But I don't know what you say. I do get what you're saying, Matthew. There's been a couple of the early rounds where you're thinking, I won't classify that as late, it's more committed.
Definitely. Now, one thing I wanted to mention on this try as well was we talked about the trying to score on one side of the field and then swinging it back round the other way and almost going shot for shot rather than taking a settler. But something I really liked here was Field was involved in the play before, and rather than loop back round, we obviously got Cade Ellis to Smith to French, and French plays that third receiver. Yeah. But Field set up on the short side.
We didn't take as many settlers as we normally do. I don't know if this was a planned thing or if it was just what the defence gave us. But there was a couple of times where we went left and we loaded up and I went, right, take a settler here to get tackled on a put. Oh, maybe not. And we did score off that one. And I was thinking that was a settler play, because it was the second to last tackle. And then, no, maybe not. Maybe we'll score off it. And so...
But what I was getting at with that is I love the idea of hitting them on one side, and before we taking a settler, you can get organised, but so can the defence.
Yeah.
If you can then swing it back and be in shape already, without having the settler...
It's tough to do that though, isn't it?
It's really tough. And But that's what I was getting at. I then saw Field jump into the short side on a 4v4, running at a big second row where he must be petrified. And suddenly there's threats either side.
I think the science behind taking the settler is, of course, it stops just the slide. If you tackle him on the left and then you know that you're going to ship it to the right, you can slide quite easily, can't you? So if you just then turn somebody back inside, aim at that left-hand post, it stops the defence, makes them start again. So it's all about draining the tank, basically.
But to be honest,
And about making them number up again and again and again.
I was just thinking, it keeps you honest and all that. So there's pros and cons to both of them.
We must score off it.
But it must be that first receiver. Whoever plays that first receiver must just look up and see the sliding. I'm going to take it and go. I'm going to settle it. I'm going to be on that post and we'll go back the other way. Or if they're committed, we'll play.
I think as long as you've got a committed, I don't know what you're saying there to keep them honest, but I think you don't necessarily have to always give them the ball to that. I think if you've got someone in an honest lead line or an unders line back on a drop-off play, that will stop the slide. But, And obviously, like you say, good half-back, penny in the jersey, you can play eyes up, and you see if you see a defender on his toes or overslide, and then you drop the guy back off on the inside and try and catch a weak shoulder.
It's only a penny this year, is it, in the jar, for saying the cliche?
Coin, I should say. Coin in the jar, whatever we're doing. But yeah, I like it. I like, go once, go twice.
It's
Left
variation.
Bang, bang. Keep defenders guessing.
We talk about it. It's variation. Sometimes you take a settler. Sometimes we'll play. Sometimes you might kick.
It's very like naughty's NRL, isn't it? We used to watch NRL back in the day, like Ray Warren on comms. That feels a very 09 NRL thing to do.
Yes.
Maybe, again, like you said, the new rules are helping with that, because obviously the game's becoming a lot quicker now with the new book interpretation and stuff. So maybe, if they've held you down, the defence line is set, the best thing to do is to take a settle and play for position. Whereas actually, if you've got a quick play of the ball, you're thinking some of these men have still got the back to us, or they're not really set as a line. We could have numbers out wide, right? Go again and play. So.
That's another new rule that needs a tweak. And I think, like the one where, do you remember when everyone was passing it into the prone defender and getting a penalty?
Oh, yeah.
That's 6 months of rugby league.
Well, it wasn't quite 6 months. It was probably more like 6 weeks, but it felt like 6 months because it was just like you got an automatic penalty every time you got a good play of the ball.
How did Nines just forget how to avoid a defender?
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's there.
And then all of a sudden, like, the onus was back on you to avoid hitting the prone defender with a pass. Like, decision was made, rightly so, and we don't see that anymore. I feel like there's a lot of tactical, and Tony Smith did warn about this when it first came in. There's a lot of tactical 6-agains given away on tackle 1.
We got a fair few this game.
Yeah.
They were going 6 again. I was like, Ron's a Euro tackle anyway. I've
Yeah.
not even had a tackle,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
And it's 1 again.
Yeah.
But of course, it winds up the opposition. It winds up the opposition supporters who think that we're going to get in everything. And it's not just Wigan, it's any team. You can manipulate that rule. You can not bend the rule. Well, you can bend the rule. I suppose it is bending the rules. It's deliberately trading 1 extra tackle you have to defend for the chance for a set line, which is a huge difference. Now, I do like the 6 again as a rule, because I think if you've won a quick play of the ball, you can roll a team better than, stop, blow the whistle, everybody stop, everybody get back in a line, tap it and go. But I do think there needs to be some thought to all these deliberate, and you can't prove the deliberate, but you know they are when it's 3 or 4 in the same, all on the first tackle, and they never do it again. Deliberate 6-agains that have been given away by teams on the back foot. I think you can either just add 6 tackles.
Yeah.
They'd soon stop doing it then. If all of a sudden you had to defend 11, they'd soon stop. Or you can get the option. Like it's an advantage, you can get the option. You can say, right, I'll have 2 then.
I do think this is where you just got to trust the refs and let them make a judgment. Like,
but they've obviously been told to do this, haven't they?
Yeah, they've been told to give them. But if you're saying, listen, we think it's a repeated offence, it's only the same as if you repeatedly give penalties away, that it becomes a professional foul. If you deliberately hold someone down...
With a big circle, the refs used to.
Team 1.
Repeat penalties.
You put people on Team 1. You put people on Team 1. Next one, he was going.
I was going to say, it was mentioned by one of the lads we were with. Do they do that anymore?
You don't see any Team 1s anymore.
If you go 6 again, 6 again, 6 again in the same set, can you just signal Team 1 and say, listen, if it happens again,
It's a penalty.
One of you's going.
One of you's going.
You're doing it deliberately now.
Yeah.
And just give.
That could be a good way to stop it. couldn't it?
Or you can just say, your 9 can just say, well, we'll have 2 then.
Yeah.
Or, well, probably not, because you don't want to trust your 9 to do that. Your half-back can say, you'll have 2 then.
I just think give them...
Because if you're level, in the last couple of minutes, you just lie on the whole time, wouldn't you?
But it then becomes a professional foul if you don't get up.
Well, you could have some sort of ruck infringement. You could mess about as much as you wanted. The ref keeps waving 6 again, it doesn't matter. It's not 6 again, is it?
Yeah, but it's not.
It's not 6 more tackles. It's just wipe it back to 0.
Yeah.
It's definitely better to refer to it as a set restart.
It's not 6 again.
It's not 6 again.
Unless it's on last time.
Whilst on this, sorry, I know we'll get back on the Wigan game in a second. Opinions on these new ruck interpretations, if that's the right way to go about it. I am all for speed. You know where I'm going
I
with
was
this.
just going to say, I've been trying to not set you off on this.
Rugby league doesn't have rucks.
You've heard this. Well,
What's
whatever.
that? I'm just
playing
gonna-
about
I'm just
interpretation.
going to set Lewis off here.
Go on.
How do you feel about teams just being given a quick play the ball because they just should have it?
Yeah, I don't like it.
What do you mean?
So I get they're trying to speed the game up, but like it's these opening 2 rounds, I've seen like again 6 again's given, and I'd go like, that's not a 6 again. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I get the whole thing wanting to be quick and exciting, but I don't like the idea that a quick play of the ball should be a given. Like, you should earn the right to play the ball quickly by winning contact, finding your elbows and knees, finding your front, and then you've won that tackle. Like, what's the point of wrestling trying to get a player on the back if, well, there's no point wasting energy in a wrestle because you have to get off them straight away and give it. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit
No,
like,
I do know what you mean.
I feel like it's. I don't.
I
We
think
took it from the NRL and the Aussies, who was always criticising how the game's been slow. And we saw it in the Ashes series, second game, opening tackle, he goes penalty too slow, and you're going, that was never a penalty for a lie, you know. But it's like I don't know. For me, you should earn the right to play the ball quickly. It should be a given.
I always think, before the ball kicks off, it's even. Everything's even. The ruck speed's even. It is what it is. If you take the first set and they put 4 defenders in, and then you kick the ball and they put 4 defenders in, and you're both slowing the game down, that's the natural speed of the ruck. If one of them packs starts dominating, then they're speeding it up. They've earned it. Actually, by giving it to both of you, there's no fighting that. There's no whatever. We might as well go and play touch rugby. Touch, you stop running and...
Well, that's the way
ball.
it's going if you start speeding up every play the ball. I think if somebody has a strong carry and lands on their front and is fighting to get up and have a quick play the ball and they're not being allowed to, then I would say you can wave 6 again. But if someone has been...
And that has been the rule, hasn't it?
Yeah, and if someone has been dominated in the tackle, absolutely dominated, then they should call dominant tackle. You should call surrender tackle, isn't it? It should be the same thing. If you are being dominated in the tackle, you don't have a right to get up and play that ball quickly.
Yeah, the defence has won the contact.
Yeah.
And they should be rewarded for that with a slowing the game. Do you know what I mean? A slow play.
I'm going to go back to it, though. This is allowing refs to judge it. And judge, actually, he has been dominated in this tackle, so they get longer.
Well, that's like the surrender tackle rules.
But we're taking it away now. We're taking that judgment away from refs.
I like the surrender tackle rule. If you go down, you're trying to stay infield, whatever, you go down, they can have a bit longer to lie on and set the line. I think if you've been dominated in the tackle, you have the same right as a defence. You should.
We saw it when you talk about our game being at its best defensively. Teams would put 4 men in and then 1 would peel off and 2 would peel off and the tackle would take 7 or 8 seconds. They dominated the tackle. There are ways to find a quick play the ball. If you're struggling, your 9 shoots out, hits his stomach, gets up, plays the ball, and your smaller men roll forward.
Like what White used to do with Duffy on tackle 4, he'd fire into the line, find his hands and knees, do a quick play ball dead quick, and you could roll a kick. There'd be no point doing that now.
But every tackle would be like that.
Because every tackle would be like that.
Exactly.
You don't need to send Duffy flying into that. I thought that was quite clever. It means, your halfback's going to have good time to kick.
And then he just stands there waiting for the kick because he's the fullback.
Yeah, I'm all for making the game more entertaining, more of a spectacle and fast, and I get that, but I do think something's being lost if we're just going to
You do see a lot more
get the right
in the NRL 34-30.
Well, I'm just going to throw something
And
out.
I'm not a huge fan of that.
Everyone says entertaining, as if that means you have to score loads of tries.
Yeah.
Some of the best games I've watched have been like 10-4.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily like the best games because they're low scoring, or the best games because they're high scoring. Think about I don't know, what was the most fun game to watch this weekend? Probably Toulouse and Cass, probably. Was it probably the most fun? 4 tries in the whole game? Or was it not? I can't remember.
It was around that.
It's not necessarily how many tries that get scored, it's how close it is and the quality of the play. And if you've got good defence, in the NRL, they don't have good defence.
They can't.
They love putting shots on people, but they can't actually have dominant tackles because the ref waves 6 again every single time. So you end up with tired defenders, not falling, but diving. Look at the NRL this weekend when it's on. How many tries are scored by second rows or centres where they've got through because they've broken an arm tackle of somebody diving to try and stop them? And you think, that just shouldn't be a try. Where's the defensive line? Well, if you actually were to watch the full game and rewind it back 3 play the balls, they've been incredibly quick play the balls. Because that's the way they like the play the ball speed. But I don't like that.
But you say about big shots, whatever, it takes that away from the game. Because if you put a big shot on someone, smash them to the floor, well, they just roll over, land on the front, and you drop on and they go tackle, get off.
Yeah.
What's the point? You might as well let him run at you and try and hang on and let him keep rolling.
Rest your defensive line set.
Yeah. Right, back to this game.
No, I don't like
Sorry.
it.
We digress, sorry, my bad.
You earn the right to have a quick play of the ball.
You should earn it.
You should.
There's the
I'm glad we're all in agreement.
title for this episode, Earn the Right.
Earn the right to play.
Right.
Because we're going to go about short drop-offs. I'm sure short dropouts at some point this year.
I went off me.
Cheating the game. Cheating the game?
Yeah. Going back to a team that wasn't really cheating the game. 4th tackle. 10 minutes later, I think it was. Yeah, about 10 minutes later after we'd gone 12-0. Harry puts a little kick in behind, gets cleared up really well. They send Harvey Barron in to take the second tackle, to obviously tackle one with Romano.
There's Romano working out again to save them.
And
no wonder he was tired.
I just want to pause it before Barron drops the ball. Flying out at him is Cade Ellis, Sam Essay, Brad O'Neill, and Ethan Havard's come from marker.
If that were me, what colour shorts is he wearing?
They were black.
Oh, right, good. If that were me, I would be giving them the ball.
Yeah,
I'd be in row B before SA even scored.
My shoes would need tying
Yeah.
at that moment that I'm getting called in.
Yeah. Oh, did you see Lissoni when he was pulling up his socks and French did him with a quick tap? That was brilliant.
Yeah. But obviously, Barron drops the ball. SA reacts quickest, picks it up, goes over for his first Super League try.
Easiest try you will ever score.
As a Wigan player. I think he got one for Hull, a couple for Hull, didn't he? And then at that point, it's 18-0 after 20 minutes, and you're thinking this is seriously dominant. We talked about Hull FC. They rolled the Sam Lusoni card, the Brad Fash card, rotated them, trying to get back in it. I'm just talking about the pack, not necessarily Brad Fash's impact.
Like he's a game changer.
But Wigan stuck with Havard and Thompson for a large part of this until probably 10 minutes before the end, where we started to roll.
We rolled SA on and off in the first half.
Yeah.
Which I thought was unusual.
Well, we rolled SA on straight away for Havard after about 25 minutes, and then rolled Mago on and Partington on and kept Cade Ellis on.
Played a big sexy card.
We played a big sexy card.
Big sexy Paddy Mago.
But Ellis stayed on.
Yeah. Well, he was the one that he came off earlier at Cast, didn't he? So we had the longer break at Cast.
I just thought they'd do that again. That's why I was confused.
Yeah, I do think we'll just see them get different stints. Like at Castleford, Luke Thompson did a long first spell and a shorter second one. Havard did the opposite. He did a shorter one to start with and a longer one in the second half.
Yep.
I think we'll just see a variation of this across the season.
I thought Oliver Partington was fantastic again. This is just prop chat now, by the way. Oliver Partington was fantastic.
Yeah,
again, hit everything that moved. Unbelievable performance again.
Yeah.
And once again, left a few people with eggs on the face, I think, with his performance. A really, really solid player. Really solid player.
It's good it gives that variation, doesn't it? So if you do take Cade off, you can keep Paddy doing what he does at prop. We can have it poking his nose through, trying to find an offload.
Yeah.
Paddington can go in to be a kind of ball playing 13 at first receiver. It's good to have those
hits
options.
anything that walks.
Yeah, I think any Wigan player this game was hitting anything that walked.
Yeah. Oh,
sometimes above shoulder height, which we'll get onto a bit later on.
Yes, we will. Now, just on that, Mago came on, didn't get handled well, gets a quick play of the
But
ball
why did he not get handled well?
because they were knackered.
Exactly.
We'll summarise that in prop chat.
Can we not just do? We're doing prop. You
chat.
just talked about rolling Mago on. This is prop chat now. What do you want? Some jingle? I haven't got one.
Make a jingle.
And what?
The
do
biggest,
what with it?
Do you know what I'm going to say about this pack? The biggest strength isn't that they're all really good players. They all do the role excellently to allow each other. So Mago got a lot of the headlines at Castleford, but actually we allowed him to be in that position by using everyone else, and it's
Yes, where Mago can come on and be his most dominant is when we've...
I don't want Patrick Mago playing 40 minutes because he's not as impactful. I don't want Luke Thompson only playing 20 because that doesn't get the best out of him. And the way this pack is built and used, they're all chipping in and doing the job.
Even though we've probably got less... Well, we do have less props now than last season, don't we? But we made this point a bit towards the end of last season. We said all the props last season were kind of all similar in the fact that they were all kind of like, except Mago, 60-minute props. All could start. Byrne, Havard, Thompson,
Hill,
when he was there, Dupree. They were all quite similar. I think this team's got a bit more balance. But these are your starting props. Havard and Thompson, they're going to do again. Oh, they can do big minutes. They're going to make all the tackles. Not going to be throwing any offloads. They're just cart the egg, find quick play the balls, whatever. Then we're going to bring our impact on in Essay and Mago. Do you know what I mean?
I like that as well.
They're all doing a different job rather than all just being one type of prop, if that makes
And
sense.
it helped this game because Walters was playing second row.
Yes.
And Walters you probably put in the first camp with them others.
Yeah.
But you think, right, who have we got on the bench to change the dynamic, to change the game? Not to keep it the same, to change the game. We've got Mago to come on and cause some havoc, be a rolling ball, get his offloads away. You've got... who else was on the bench there? Essay could do the same. He could charge up and he can run through and he can tackle well, put some shots on people. You've got Partington there to be a bit more silky.
Yeah.
And then you've got the option to take Ellis off. You've got Forber who changes us again at 9. When you've got tired defence, Forber's the perfect guy you want there for his distribution. I think it's a good bench. I think our concern is still if we pick up 2 injuries.
I was going to say, I do think this is everyone in the league. I don't think this is just us.
I know. Yeah, I know. But if Thompson and Havard got injured tomorrow, I do think we'd really struggle against Lee.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna bunch these 2 tries together because both of them were similar. Field and then French's.
Yeah.
1 10 minutes before half time, 1 5 minutes after the second half.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna bunch them together because even though there's differences in them, they're very similar.
Uncle Cartwright will be upset with these 2 tries. I think the first one, any team concedes that kick off, with a kick to the corner, run and jump. Second one, good move.
Third one's just a mistake.
Third one's just a mistake. But these 2, you feel like should have been defended.
The reason I grouped them together is they both come off the back of 4th and 5th tackles, 6 agains, where Wigan have got a play set up. The first one was Mago, gets a 6 again because they wouldn't get off him. Ellis, because of messing around with the ruck, 6 again. And suddenly, you see that ball hit Jay's hand and you see it hit Bevan's hand, and you hear that buzzer going off saying we've got 6 more tackles of this. And your immediate thought must be, I've got to deal with this right now and give us a chance to get through 6. And both of them, Field slightly more than the Bevan try. The defender just shoots out. And Jay walks straight through, and Bevan steps and walks past one who's trying to drag him to the floor. But it becomes, you hear that buzzer, 6 tackles on your own line, that's why it's so important. And they panic, and it creates panic. And we said Bevan and Jay are probably the best at dealing with this situation and just scoring and just doing what they do.
Speaking of Jay, just going through the disallowed try. The first time we've seen it happen with video ref overturning it. I do think last year the video ref would have still done this because the ref would have sent it up as a try and said, "Well, you check this. It's obstruction. It's obstruction. It's an obstruction on a sliding defender. It's textbook no try."
Yeah.
Farrell has played a bazillion Super League games. Get through the line. Go on, get through. Will Price ain't tackling anybody. Will Price on his own line with Jay Fielder, he's not tackling him.
I don't get it, because this one was foul.
He goes for the easy way, Price. You know he does. Most fullbacks do.
We will see this 15 more times this year for Wigan alone. When we're playing running through, it happens 5-10 times a round. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but how many obstructions do we see? They all know the rule, just get through.
Yeah, just run through the line. Because Fielding not getting stopped.
When he starts jinking like that and stepping inside and
Fielding
going...
ain't getting stopped there.
Yeah. Right. That takes it to 30 points to 0, and then the game goes into a bit of an arm wrestle. The weather gets worse. The rain was terrible. But we stay at 30 points to 0. It is then worth talking about Liam Knight's 2 penalties this game.
Did you hear what John Cartwright said? He said on the dumb scale it was 10 out of 10.
That's one way to bat your player.
Well, the first one was for talking back when they had the ball.
That's so stupid. I mean, how many games has he played as well? He's played a bazillion games in his career and he's still getting done for back chat when you've got the ball. It's the most criminal thing you ever see.
And then
you don't see it get given unless it's Harry Newman. No, it's getting somebody else up.
But then
it must have been bad what he said.
Yeah. But then they tackle Sam Walters. They stop the play. One of them, everything's just stopped. Just let go of him. You go to Marcus, we'll play the ball nice and easy.
Yeah.
And he just picks him up and drops him on his head.
I think he's right. It is a 10 out of 10 on the dumb scale because what is he doing? And we've seen this before last year from him. We saw him at Magic Weekend. He did something stupid, didn't he? Himself.
And I'm gonna say it because it's worth mentioning now. Adam Kieran gets yellow carded for a late shot.
And Pete said that he would go to have a word with him as well.
But what I absolutely love is both of them just standing there like, what have I done wrong?
What?
Liam Knight, you've just dropped a player on his head.
Which Kieran has got form for as well. Let's be honest.
And Adam, you've just done what you did at Castleford again.
I think Tolt, our new sponsors, principal sponsors, might have done the wrong thing by letting you bet on Wigan anytime try scorers. And instead, you should be betting on Wigan anytime yellow cards. Because I think now Dupree's left us a first shout for who it's going to be.
But I just love the audacity to stand there and go, what have I done wrong?
What did I do wrong?
I didn't do anything.
You just picked him up and dumped him on his head.
Kieran's a player from the wrong era, isn't he? He was born way too late to play like he does. Silky centre, hard hitting.
Loves it in a half.
Loves hitting half backs after they've already passed, jamming in. He was born 15 years too late.
Yeah. I don't know. That was just a mad end.
So it was a mad moment from both teams.
Yeah. It doesn't get better.
In the middle of the game, they might have both seen red.
That was one of the conversations
the weird thing is if you get a red card, it counts as fewer points on your stupid licence thing.
Is that before or after they divide them by 4?
I've no idea what's going on with these points now. We're absolutely... How do you make somebody with a degree in mathematics confused by a maths thing?
Oh, right. Let's discuss Wigan's last try. Silky hands. Bevan finds Kieran. Sort of bobbles it in the air.
Back, isn't it?
And then, like a little bit of a volleyball part, knocks it back into field. Eckersley must have been fuming because he was just stood there
waiting for it.
And Field
Pops
thought...
up anyway, don't he?
Well, I didn't know it was Field who scored. I said to my dad at this point, Eckersley's going to end up top try scorer, isn't he? And then they said, try scored by Field. Hang on. Because it just looked like he passed it straight to Eckersley and he scored.
It's one of them, isn't it? It's like Roadrunner. Anytime there's a loose ball, Field's
ready for it. Did you like the one where they made that error down the left hand side Hull, and Kieran just picked it up and wanged it as far as he could, thinking Field was going to get it.
I tell you what, he made it with his hands.
I know, but he was nowhere near.
But that's it. There is definitely the just give it to Jay and Bevan when something's off the cuff.
Yeah.
That wasn't the end of the game though. 34 points to 0. Kieran has his little moment.
Shot on Will Price.
Was it on Will Price?
Yeah, it was on Will Price after he passed it.
Yeah, that's not what's caused his injury.
I mean, it weren't.
We should mention
no.
that.
I mean, it weren't that late. But it's just.
It weren't 2 minutes late.
No, it wasn't that late. That it wasn't like a ridiculously late tackle. It was just the manner of it again.
Just completely unnecessary.
Just completely unnecessary when you're winning the game 30. What was good? 34-0.
Yes. Yeah.
Why?
Never
mind. I don't know.
But yeah, 34 points to 0. What will disappoint Matty Pete is that we allowed a try and we allowed Harvey Hill to walk through. I get it. 34 points to 0. Still probably should have done a little bit better.
It's hard to win it more. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard when the game's won.
Definitely.
They're fighting for pride then, so it's hard.
Definitely. 34 points to 6. End of the game. Jay got the Sky Man of the match. We obviously posted who we give Wigan away points to. Ethan Havard got our main score of points.
Yeah.
Along with Brad Ellis and Luke Thompson. For, well, more prop chat really.
Well, I get Field scored too, and he did have a good engine again, popping up for his second try. Typical J Field, just popping up in places. But I think it was had again with how physical. Going back to what we said at the start of this segment, how physical they were and how dominant they were. It was really hard to look past the Pack with the platform they laid.
You want to think, why did we win the game?
Yeah,
because Pack dominated their Pack.
Yeah,
that's why.
I just want to throw this out there. Both wingers over 100 metres, helping out the Pack. Jay ran 185. Then you get into the forwards. Ethan Havard ran 148 metres from 18 carries. Luke Thompson ran 74 in December 80. Liam Farrell ran 142 playing at centre. And again, not a lot of carries for Mago and SA, but averaging 8 metres a carry.
Yeah.
Phenomenal effort.
But they don't need to because they've got that's the impact.
Yes.
That's what they need.
If they're taking 15 carries, then the balance of the pack's not worked.
Yeah.
Right, I think that's everything on the Wigan Hull game. Yeah.
Long segment, I like.
What do you think about Hull? But have to be clean. Can't swear.
Injuries. Why do they keep getting so many injuries?
They've got a lot of injuries already at the start of the season. Why have they got so many injuries?
Well, they had a lot out in 25. They had a lot out in 24.
Yeah.
And haven't they got the strength and conditioning coach from Manly involved? Haven't they got a partnership or something? I'm sure I read that he's helping them with planning. So something must be going on there.
He's the expert in charge of Tom Travojevich's fitness for the last 5 years. It doesn't bode well.
Yeah, but what you don't know is him playing 40 games is ridiculously incredible. He should have only played 3. But
I think it's still too early yet to be. They weren't good this game, Carter said, but we know it's a long journey, that, isn't it? You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to make an excuse, but we've been to Hull FC and put in some shoddy performances.
Absolutely.
And, you know,
better teams have done that in the past.
Yeah,
I do think Saturday 8 o'clock. Not the one.
not for a team from Hull.
Not for a team from Hull. I mean, not even.
In fact, actually, though, I'm going to say they made us go to on Thursday twice in a row.
Oh, but yeah, and we have to go Thursday in a couple of weeks to Hull KR,
So
which is.
if anyone's complaining about going on a Saturday, I'd much rather go on a Saturday.
That's
than
true,
Thursday.
actually. If it were a Saturday 8 o'clock, we'd be going to Hull KR. It would have been a Thursday and work in the morning, or we got back at 2:15 this year from Hull KR.
That was
So
ridiculous.
we're not doing that this year. But yeah, Saturday 8 o'clock is, if it's Wigan and Warrington in July, brilliant.
Yeah.
Amazing. You wear a shirt and t-shirt to the game, you might take a little quarter zip or something for half time.
Well,
you have some food before the game. If it's February and it's freezing and there's sideways rain, you don't want Wigan against Hull at 8 o'clock on a Saturday.
eating your chips like soup.
Yeah.
I do want to throw something out, and this might have come up in your news section, Lewis. Have you seen the Super League questionnaire
I have.
about games being played on Monday,
Yeah.
Tuesday, and Wednesday in July and August?
Yeah.
Would people attend? I was like, it's a weird way to do it, isn't it?
Well, they did that last time. Would you rather support England or Great Britain? And I think I wrote, I don't care, just make them play. I don't support anybody playing at the minute.
Definitely. I don't know how I feel about going Hull KR on a Tuesday in July.
They do ask some random questions.
Right. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back with the news. And now I hand over to Lewis for the news.
Yeah, the news is more like just read off who's on the shelf. We've got a lot of injuries this week. We've got, for starting off with a game we've just talked about ourselves, Will Price went down with a bit of a kind of awkward one. Thought stretcher was coming out. He got carried off the field. They didn't think it was that bad at first, did they? They kind of said at first thought it's not as bad as it looked, but then apparently scans have revealed he's done his ACL and he's out for the season,
Ruptured
which
ACL.
is really unfortunate. Obviously, unfortunate for him. Young player. Seems like he's been hit with a couple of injuries, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Recently. World Cup coming up at the end of this season. Good season. We do need a little bit of depth at full-back. We've got Wellesby. So we have got somebody who can play anyone at back lines. We might have been used somewhere else as well.
Yeah.
So
It's a real
tough
shame
one,
for him that because everyone can see the potential, but he's just not getting game time.
yeah, it's a tough one. Another full-back who's injured, Ertumorg, torn pec. So he's on the shelf for a while. So disappointing that obviously he won't be playing at Vegas. With that, someone who's injured but will be playing at Vegas, Dean Hadley. Broken eye socket, but apparently he's travelling to Vegas, and I believe they've got every intention of playing him.
Did you get official man of the match?
He got man of the match at the ground. Sky
yeah.
give it to Litton.
And did Litton get something? Got the official World Cup challenge. See, I think Hadley was. Oh, Litton was fantastic as well. We'll talk about it in a bit. Anyway, Hadley was really good, even though he had that busted eye.
Yeah, and then final fullback who's injured, Blake Tafikas, obviously happened after round one, didn't it? But similar to Will Price, I think ACL, and it's out for the season. It's definitely out for the season. I think it's ACL.
Carried on playing though. Ran away from physio.
Yeah,
It's a tough one.
So they've now got the quarter dispensation, I believe, and they've got 27ths of Blake Taft's salary to spend should they want to.
right.
He's already played one game.
He's already played one game, yeah. Will Price, they could in theory do the same thing, but Hull are already up to the quarter, and obviously Will Price isn't a quarter player.
But they could.
They've got 5 quarter props.
I
Is
don't
that-
like
Is that bad squad building?
We'll have to see it.
Yeah.
Well,
Five.
how many quarter spots do you now get?
10.
Half of them in one position.
Well, you do need 5 props.
But five of your quarters in one spot.
So you basically...
And you've brought Harvey Hill in to come into that pack as well. That's a lot.
Well, it's their own fault if they can't... Well, they do. I know they can't use a quarter player to replace it. And they can't get Tex Hoy again.
Well, it depends who's available. Who would they get on loan for, or basically sign for a year? Who would?
I know a good young fullback would be Ashel Bott at Toulouse.
Yeah,
I love how he just loves being in Toulouse.
Yeah, he doesn't want to leave.
No, that's Flanagan.
Flanagan, yeah. Flanagan.
Yeah,
I don't think
it's
so.
going to be hard to get
It's
him.
going to be
Star
very hard
player
to
for
get
this
him.
field.
Yeah, he's the star player.
We'll be able to get him. Some more injury news. Lomax dislocated wrist.
I
Don't know how long that puts him out for, but I'm guessing he'll be out for a couple of weeks. That.
was going to talk about that spine. We'll talk about that when we go into the around the grounds. But
Yeah, talk about St Helens. Obviously, most people listening to this already know this, but Wardle out for his hamstring injury, isn't it?
no,
Obviously.
MCL knee injury.
Knee injury.
I just want to say this right, and I'm going to make a
8
point.
to 10 weeks is it time for it?
Yeah, it could be a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I just want to really make this point. This is nothing to do with the injury that he was carrying last season, as I've seen so many people say. He has re-injured a different part of his knee. He had surgery in the off-season to fix it. It's why he was looking so fresh and rejuvenated in the testimonial and at Castleford. And then halfway through the first half, you can see him getting bandaged up. And it's a contact injury. I think he's been hit with like a knee into his MCL. And it's
Knee on knee are always bad.
Yeah.
Although better than non-contact injuries.
Yes.
As a general rule.
But my point is this isn't like Wigan haven't dealt with the issue, as I saw some people say. This is just a fresh injury. It just so happens to be his knee again.
I also saw a few people say because it was mentioned that the Castleford pitch has claimed a lot of MCLs over the years, and saying now that Will Price has done his ACL on the Wigan pitch, will that be blamed? But that was just an awkward tackle.
Is it not? Yeah,
It was body weight, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't a what do you call it, hip drop by any
No, it
stretch of
wasn't a hip
imagination,
drop.
but he's just come from behind, chopped his leg, and
awkward.
the way he's fell, it's just an awkward fall. It's just one of those stuff happens.
It does.
I think for Will Price's.
Unfortunately for Will Price, it's happened to him again.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. Signing news: Cass have signed Ash Golding.
Yeah, I think they're going to play him full back.
I'm guessing.
Well,
yeah,
they said Fletcher Rooney's the full back. He played there last week.
Weren't great though.
Started off as a full back. Ash Golding. I think 9.
He's full back
most
for
recent. He was.
when I remember. This is going back.
Played for like England Academy and stuff.
Well, I was actually going to
He
mention
was a
that.
very highly rated.
It's going back some
fullback.
way now. England Academy played against Australia Academy at Lee, and I went, and Ash Golding was man of the match at fullback, and the other fullback was Latrell Mitchell.
Very different careers.
Yeah.
But they've had different careers from that. But obviously Golding at that point was the best fullback up and coming.
Do you remember when I played Latrell off the park?
They both played really well. Actually, I remember it well.
Jack Bird signs for Leeds. Now, obviously, you two watch a bit more NRL and are definitely more familiar with the players than I. Matthew was just remembering off to me. He's a former
New South Wales
Yeah.
played
Origin player.
played half a dozen times for Blues. Most recently, I think Wests, although Dragons recently, Sharks. He's played a few clubs.
Easy target.
He's a good centre.
Yeah.
He's a good player.
Well-
I'm actually he's only 30.
Yeah.
He turns 31 this year. Can play in the second row. He's played at Cronulla, Brisbane, St George, West Tigers.
So I was only missing one club then, that's fair enough.
5 games for New South Wales and 1 for the All-Stars.
And I was like, well, I won in that, so 6 representative games and all those clubs. He's a good player. It's a good age to come.
Experienced player. And then last signing news, Matty Russell has signed for Catalans.
No way.
He got lost going to Toulouse in 3 to 4 business days. And went for Catalan instead.
Fair enough.
So
He's collecting clubs like Pokemon, isn't
yeah.
Sorry, I just want to say something here. I'm just looking at Jack Bird's career.
He's going to have some pension when he retires from all these different employers.
he? He's going to have some
They're all
job.
coming on different days.
He's going to have a job making them all. He's the target for those adverts where you put all your pensions.
Pension Bee.
Yeah.
He's going to be the name and face of Pension Bee, collecting all your pensions.
It's
together.
Matty Russell, Ben Jones Bishop.
I really thought you were going to say target for Trent Merrin.
Oh no, Trent Merrin, no.
Oh, this crypto. Sorry, what I was getting at was, I just look at Jack Bird, who's played in the NRL for 11 years, and he's 30,
Yeah.
and has only played 170 games. How many would a player at 30 have played in Super League?
Oh.
He'll have had 170 by the time he turned 21.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was nice.
It's okay. No,
Just interrupted to talk about Trent Merrin.
right. I'll do this in this order. So, departure from St. Helens, Mike Rush stepped down as the CEO.
Yeah, this is a bit more serious. I was still thinking about Trent Merrin, but yeah,
To be fair, Brewdog has stepped down as well.
not by choice.
Yeah, they're selling the company something.
They've gone bust.
They're in
haven't they?
trouble, Brewdog. Anyway, Mike Rush. Weird, isn't it?
27 years. What was his words? I am exhausted.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, that's what he says.
What I don't get is,
Why are you exhausted 2 weeks into the season? Why were you not leaving with Wellens?
well, I would also say this is the time now that you should be relaxing a little bit because you've built your squads, everything's set up, and you just plug and play now. My argument is how can you have a director of rugby who makes all the decisions, brings in a coach, whatever, and then move that guy on? Because if you bring a new head of rugby in who doesn't like Paul Rowley, you've just wasted a year. The conversation should be, listen, you have to do a year, 18 months. Let's embed Paul Rowley. Let's embed the squad.
Rowley do everything. Just don't point for 12 months. Weird though, isn't it?
It is. It's an
2
interesting.
weeks into the season, it's very weird.
It doesn't
it's-
scream to
it's,
me that someone who's exhausted. If this was like getting to August, September, and you're getting ready to prep for the off season, and you're dealing all the contracts, whatever, and you go, I'm exhausted. I'm going to go at the end of the season. That's someone who's exhausted.
Yeah. He should have set all this up and then gone.
Or go 6 months ago
Yeah.
and bring a new guy in who can bring his head coach in.
But that's what I mean. He should have said, right, I'm going with Wellens. We're done.
The one time he can't go is now.
Well, he's gone.
It can.
Strange
He's
one.
He's gone, yeah.
Strange one.
Very strange.
Good news. Record viewership in the first 2 rounds of this season for Rugby League.
Yeah, this is in person.
Super League, yeah.
This is through the turnstiles.
Record attendance numbers for round 2, which can obviously...
I think that's probably including the World Cup Challenge, because I was just thinking Hull KR haven't had a home game. So that's including the World Cup Challenge.
Yeah.
But, there weren't a million people at the World Cup Challenge. That was only limited. How much you can do the average.
And because of that, we've had Warrington miss out. So there's been, and obviously they filled the Halliwell just the opening.
Yeah.
That was a sellout against
I'll say,
Saints in
it would-
round 1.
it would have been
so that could have been another high.
That would have been extended to 33.
Was it due to be at Craven Park?
Yeah, it would have been. But
Was
that
it
doesn't,
due to
that
play
doesn't
to-
matter because they replaced that with the World Cup Challenge.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the World Club Challenge can only have, to get technical, how much impact can it actually have, percentage-wise, on the average? Not much.
Yeah.
However much higher it is than the average, divide by 11.
Yeah.
So it's not a massive effect.
Yeah.
It's not bumping the average up by 5,000, does it? Can't
No.
do.
Well,
So-
FC is probably 12,000 bigger than Hull KR.
Yeah. But then, so it's, it
Across 11 games, it's like 1,000.
might have bumped up by 1,000, maybe.
And last one. Well, second last one, sorry. Naughty step. Disciplinary news.
Oh, yeah.
Kieran avoided a ban, which we were quite surprised of. Obviously, we met today, and we.
Yeah, because we just did that divided by 4 thing. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
Which doesn't
I'm
make
not going to
sense.
try and explain it to the viewers because I can't.
I can't.
And you've heard agreement, Master. If you can't do it,
I
can't
can't
do it.
explain it.
But yeah, we all thought he could have been picking up a ban for that because he just decided to whack someone in the head.
No, apparently,
It's
if he does it again, he'll definitely 100% get a ban.
Well, yeah, he's on. He's 0.25 points away from a ban. So
Thinnest of thin ice.
if he breathes on somebody, he's getting a ban.
Probably. Although I
do want to say this.
They might decide you need to slay a dragon to get a ban next week. I have no idea what it is.
I do think at some point teams are going to look at this and go, give something away that'll pick up points and get banned for this week or get banned for that week because we need you back here. That will start happening as teams get used to this.
Go and get banned for Toulouse away so so we can go to Craven Park.
Although I just don't understand how you can have a system of points and then within a year have players on 4.5, 4.75. Surely you just make a system that's 1 point.
Because you divide them all by 4.
Yeah, but why?
Because
Can anyone tell me why?
it's run like Phoenix Club. There's a bike on the wall. Theme's Hiroshima.
I'm just imagining that meeting. Someone's like going, we're going to end up with a load of players back.
Divide them all by 4.
There's 4 of us in this room. I'll take half a quarter at points, you take, and we'll just split them. Oh, I don't get it.
I don't. The last thing Juice was doing this, she took me notes off me and wrote State of Origin eligibility, which I don't know what you're referencing to talk us through.
Yeah, there's new eligibility rules for State of Origin, which means anybody who qualifies for New South Wales or Queensland by lineage, residency or birthplace is allowed to play for either team now, no matter what national team they represent. So Adam Fanua-Blake, for example, could play for New Zealand and the Blues. Sam Walker can now declare for England and still have his chances of playing Origin not diminished. So I think what it'll do is strengthen the... So it does away with all this Tier 2, Tier 1.
Yeah.
It does away with that. So you first of all, you don't have to worry about making Samoa a Tier 1 nation or Togo a Tier 1 nation.
That was the concern, isn't it?
So it strengthens them, and it allows Samoa to be a Tier 1 nation while paying Hassie still, but also allows New Zealanders and English qualified players to play.
Which I think is good for the international game.
It's good for the international game, yeah.
I just want to be really clear on that, because the worry is that they get moved up to Tier 1, and then everyone said they would rather play Origin.
And then they go
And
back,
then the team drops because no one can play for them.
and then they can play again, and then it just becomes a cycle. So I think they've tried to get out in front of that, which is fair enough. It's definitely going to strengthen the international game. They're going to be more good teams. It's going to make Australia's depth not as good. Boo-hoo, they'll still win. And also,
Are you saying Australia are going to go from 27 world-class fullbacks to
maybe
23?
Maybe 23. Yeah, I don't know what it'll do to State of Origin. That remains to be seen. I don't think it'll have much impact.
Probably make it the same, if not better.
It'll
like
just make
getting
it-
better,
yeah.
more variety of players.
There won't be loads more players that choose to play for Blues or Maroons, or get to play for Blues or Maroons. But there will be more players who choose to play for New Zealand or England without worrying about the origin. And there'll be more players. They'll have to worry about bumping teams up to Tier 1 or whatever that nonsense was.
There's only two that have come out. One that's come out and said that they won't play State of Origin, who's now eligible. So Jerome Hughes has said he's eligible for one of them. I can't remember which one. But he said he won't go up. It'd be a money grab from him, and he doesn't want to do that. Fanua Blake, who's played for New Zealand, could come and play for New South Wales. What a pack that would be. Aidan Fanua Blake and Payne Haas.
Yeah, neither of them then play for Australia.
But
I think it's fair enough.
I think it's an evolving world. I think that was Volandi's words based on it, that the game's evolving.
Volandis loves a game evolving. He loves talking about evolution.
His words were, if a player is eligible to play State of Origin, it makes no sense to exclude them simply because they've represented New Zealand or England at test level.
Yeah, and left unsaid that he wants to move some more, and they want to move some more.
Yes.
Interesting article I was reading about today comes from not the Byron. What's a podcast with Fletch and Joel Kane? Not Fletch. No. Fletch and Joel Kane were talking about Vegas and saying that there's not going to be as many people going back to Vegas this time who've been both times already. It's quite expensive, but there's new teams every time. And he was saying, Joel Kane, this is, that maybe they're going to put it in Vegas every 4 years and have it somewhere different. So you might have it in Vegas this year, then next year it's in Dubai. And the year after that it's in, I don't know where. South Africa.
That's what they're talking about, the
Then
around the world round, aren't they?
Then it's
Rather
in
than Magic.
Miami, for example. You know, where it's not always Vegas, because then obviously if you go to Vegas every year, it won't be special anymore.
It's interesting because they've got a 5-year deal there.
But this is year 3 already.
Yeah, but the talk of that Magic around the world were basically rather than having a Magic round.
They have one game in a different place every year.
So you could effectively have 24 hours of non-stop rugby league.
That's what they want to do. But I think for that opening round that's in Vegas, I think they might end up doing one in Vegas, one in Miami, one in Cape Town, one in
I wouldn't be
Dubai,
surprised to see
one
him
in-
do it everywhere.
one in Qatar, anywhere like just on a rotation, and then Vegas is all of a sudden, oh yes, we've got Vegas, we've got the fourth one.
Yeah.
Just so we keep getting invited to it.
Right, thank you, Lewis, for the news.
No worries.
We'll take a quick break and we'll go around the grounds when we come back. So we're going to go around the grounds and we're starting off at the KCOM. Is it still called the KCOM?
No, MKM.
MKM now. Not with Hull FC, but their rivals, Hull KR, when they became world champions.
Yeah.
First of all, fair play.
Yeah, they
Like,
earned it.
Yeah.
They deserved
They
it.
kicked them to death, didn't they?
They
They
did.
rolled them.
Defended well.
Brisbane didn't know
earned
what
it.
hit them.
That was arguably one of the slowest starts I've seen from a team, and I don't think it was just Brisbane being poor.
No, I don't think it was.
I think Hull KR really shocked them early on. They scored early. I'm trying to check the score.
It puts the York result into context, doesn't it?
Well, technically now York are world champions. They are the best team on the planet.
That's not how you mean the linear world champions? That's not how it works.
I'm just taking it.
Actually, no, they would be if... Oh, no, they wouldn't be. It always works on, because Hull KR are now the linear world champions. The next team to beat them would
Takes over.
become the world champion. It resets every World Cup challenge.
I really don't want Leeds to have it. But yeah, they were 18-0 up, was it? 18-0
In no
up
time, yeah.
in 20 minutes.
And he kept making all his kicks. Well, the two of them did, didn't they? Which obviously was the difference in the end, because they scored the same number of tries, but they kept nailing all the kicks.
Yeah,
I know some of them were easy ones, but not all of them.
they were 18-0 up. Brisbane did score with 10 minutes to go in that first half, made it 18 points to 4. And I think I text you, Matty. They were cutting them open on that right side and they just could not finish anything. And you just think you need to get another try there and go in at 18-10. But Hull KR came back out, and I thought we're going to find out in the first 10 minutes who's going to win this game. And I was amazed because they found another lease of energy.
Normally with underdogs, like against a heavy favourite like this, which obviously with the weight of salary cap is always going to be, the World Cup challenge is always going to be that. When you get in at half time with a lead, you start to think, oh, we could win this, and get a bit giddy. And the other team gets in and thinks, we could lose this, and gets...
It normally wakes everyone up.
That's normally what half time is for the... You've got the shell shock, you've got all the head noise out of your head. You've sat for a minute, you think, right, we need to get a grip here. Didn't happen.
No.
Didn't happen until probably 60 minutes.
I'm going to say, without being funny, when you look at ours in 2024...
We were losing at half time.
They scored right before half time, and it just brings everyone back down. Actually, we need to go back out. We're this 18-4. You're right on top, and I thought Brisbane were going to come out for iron, and Hull KR won that first 15 minutes.
They were excellent,
They,
and I think credit to them for the first half and all that. But this first 15 minutes of the second half, they were excellent.
I was going to say, I think it's bigger than the first half.
That's where the game was won.
Yeah, they were 30 points to 4 up, and I partially sent a text in joking saying that Reece Walsh only needed 10 minutes.
They scored 3 tries.
I was joking when I sent it in, thinking they wouldn't even matter. And from the 60th minute to the 65th, Carrigan, then Mariner, then Shibasaki, basically set after set after set.
It just made Brisbane play the most open rugby I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, they're really good at it.
Yeah.
And that got it to 30 points to 20. And at that point, they're right back in it. With 15 minutes to go, 10 points behind, all the momentum. And I don't know how they managed to find something to hold them out, because
if he kicks those goals, I know they were tricky, but they've got 15 minutes to find a try and a goal. All of a sudden, that's a lot different to 2 tries
and a goal,
yeah,
at least. But I still think if you've just conceded 3 and 5 minutes, and you've got 15 minutes left, you're thinking we should just keep going here. And Brisbane kept going for the kill.
Yeah,
like they didn't just suddenly start dropping ball again.
No.
But I will say I do think both the halves had a shocking 20 minutes at the end. Reynolds and Mam.
Particularly Mam. He's making awful decision after awful decision. I think the crowd
booted it out on the full.
The crowd might have got
not
his
on
head.
the full, but
Straight to the fullback. The crowd got in his head, I think.
Well, twice. One, he just kicked it dead for a 7 tackle set.
And then he kicked it straight to Michael Lewis with no reason.
The second one where Reece Walsh is screaming at him to just take a tackle.
That was when it was 30 points to 20 as well. And he'd rolled down the field and they had a last tackle play ready. And he just kicked it to Michael Lewis for no reason.
And I'm going to say this. So I watched this game with my dad, and we both said to each other, the cutting up down left-hand side. Just keep giving it to Reece Walsh. And he was just picking Shibasaki. Can't remember who played second row on that side. Was it Ricky?
I think he was on that side, yeah.
And the winger. He's just picking him up for fun. And then Ezra Bam just went and stood it away.
Yeah.
And took the short side option off him. And I was just like, what are they doing? But absolutely full credit to...
Okay, a very brave performance. Very, very good performance. I was pleased for Hodgel. I was pleased for Willie Peters. Seems like a decent pro. I was pleased for a lot of the hard-working lads there.
Yeah.
Pleased for Joe Burgess. The man born again.
Yeah.
Without an addiction.
Yeah. Stop watching them naughty videos.
Stop watching any naughty videos, and now all of a sudden he's mint at rugby. There's a lesson there. I mean, you've got to be pleased for Hull KR. On the one hand, you don't want Hull KR to do well because they're now your rivals, and they're competing with you for most trophies, and you can't get this one. But on the other hand, it is good to stick it to the Aussies. Yeah. And now we've got more wins. We already had more wins in World Cup Challenge than they did. Now we've got an extra one over them.
I think especially with the Aussies' attitude towards us and our game and everything like that, I think you do have to kind of...
come with you've got a root for the underdog. Got a third of the salary cap, probably less actually. You think about all of it in turn. So
they worked hard for that when I thought, especially like you said, when it's the game started to get away from them, they pull themselves together, dig deep, defend like crazy to try and get the win. Yeah. So you've got to give them credit where it's due. Matty Pete didn't he? He took a minute after his post-match interview to give them credit and spoke again like Matty Pete always does with class, and humility and
Well, yeah.
I was going to say, it might be something to do with the fact that teams over here want to defend a little bit more.
Yeah.
Defence switch to the big games, and
I
they're getting
suppose.
quicker and quicker over there. They want to go for a shootout, and we want to defend. So,
But if you told me Hull KR were going to win, I would have said it was 30 points to 24.
I certainly wouldn't have said that they were going to go in at one point with 30 points to 4.
No, what I mean is that if it's a shootout,
that Brisbane should
10 to favour Brisbane, I think Hull KR might win 10-4.
yeah.
But
I thought they would need a Wigan performance against Penrith.
But they played really, really well. And you've got to give it up to them. I'll be interested to see how they back it up now. It's always difficult when you've peaked so soon.
I think especially the next game being
Vegas is
you've
not
then
a
got
nice
to travel to Vegas to play that. It's going to be so if they can back that up and win again.
That'll be a good
big
win.
statement.
That'll be a good win.
See, I'm gonna throw something slightly different. I don't think it's the week after me. I think it's coming end of February, getting into March, April, 4 or 5 weeks away, when these injuries start
maybe.
piling up,
I don't know.
and now suddenly, without being funny, Artemog's injured, so Broadbent's going to play full back. You now got no main cover for your wingers and your centres. You can't rotate them. You've got no cover for your halves, really. That's all. I don't think it's the immediate. I think you get through them, but it hits you a month away.
I get that. I think with it being in Vegas is the thing that's kind of making things will be difficult.
I feel like
do you not think that's an artificial up though?
maybe
You're in Vegas, you just have to get up again.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe that Lawton was good for them. I thought off the bench.
I thought he was a
Yeah.
disappointment.
He played well off the bench for them. You know, obviously the tough shoes to fill there with McAloon leaving, but I think he played quite well off the bench.
Yeah.
New signing.
Definitely. Right, should we go on to the rest of the games?
Yeah.
Right. Bullmania is back, and they get the first win at Odsal.
Yep.
I think, was it you that put the tweet out saying he
Look-
was...
Secretly looking forward to it. Really like somebody. It's like a guilty pleasure. Ashamed that I was looking forward to seeing Odsal back in Super League. It just feels like a Super League stadium, doesn't it? It's weird to think that. It doesn't look like in any way, shape or form. But now I've got it back, I would hate for something to happen to it. In fact, that's the same for all these teams. But now Bradford are back in. I spent years saying no, they can't come back in with Odsal. Now they're back in, I'm like, oh, don't you dare try and get rid of them again.
I do think it was funny seeing them all the presenters sat on them green patio.
That is terrible. that's got to be sorted, right? The patio furniture has got to go. There's got to be a stand, or at least some corrugated something over the top of one of the stands. But then they're not the only club that needs that.
Sorry, what is this obsession with Super League putting the commentators outside?
Why
Why it used to be indoors?
Why was it dark as well?
It was proper dark.
Why was it so dark? There are no lights in the stadium, where the fans are. You don't see any of them. They were dark. Anyway, great win for Bradford. They played really, really well. They were a lesson in taking the two. They took 3 easy 2 points.
Yeah.
Catalan kept giving them a chance, but they took the 2 points 3 times very easily, which
Does some poor defending.
stretches your lead.
Yeah.
And
Joel Duncan will not be happy.
Catalan brought back down to earth with a bang after the first week victory.
Against who was that really great side that played really, really well against them? Oh, it was,
Did they beat?
Huddersfield.
Oh, it was Huddersfield.
In the middle of a storm.
Yeah, well, yeah, in a mud bath. But this game, Bradford looked good, didn't they? Those kids look good. They just look like a Super League club. I'm so happy about it.
Recruited well, haven't they? Got some big names in the team sheet.
They've
Thought
recruited better than the
Well,
other two
I was
clubs.
the fullback.
Yeah.
Really embracing Bullmania with the celebration.
Perkins.
He was a good player. He's been like the championship fullback of like
Yeah,
multiple
yeah.
years, I think, and stuff.
Would you not think they did
But like a good player.
Do you not think they did the Lee approach?
No.
And the wake up. They'd already signed Wonga Blade. They'd already signed Ockenbo. I know he's now got injured. They had Caleb Aiken. Who else will have been there? I'm trying to think. And then they brought in 3 or 4 more. I know they brought a lot of squad depth
millions.
as well. They brought in 30, but what I mean is they brought in
Luke Hooley,
but like
Ryan Sutton they brought in.
that's what I'm sort of getting at. They half did it last year, and then on top of that they brought Sutton, Ackers, Masters in.
Andy Ackers, of course, Isan Masters, yeah.
Joe Mellor's been a great
Joe
signing.
Mellor, fantastic Joe Mellor.
But they've not had to get
Jaden
12.
McCreamy.
They've not had to get 12 players. They've had to
Yeah,
get,
I've got more than 12 players.
but they've not had to get 12 to play.
Erib Doro.
Yeah, okay, prop forward, yeah.
My point is they got 5 or 6 who's still playing. You only have to bring 6 or 7 more
Roll
in,
Mills.
and the rest. Ethan Ryan played, but that's because they got injured.
Ethan Ryan was already there.
Was it?
It was his 100th Bradford game, but his first game for them in Super League. I can't remember. He might have played for them somewhere else.
But yeah,
I don't know.
my point is they'd started this building for it last year. They've then been able to go again, rather than having to get 2 wingers, 2 centres, a full back, 2 half backs, as a lot of teams do when they come up and basically sign Matty Russell and Co. They've actually just been
they've
able
got a good squad.
to add players to
They've got
benefit.
for a promoted side. They've got a decent squad. They're going to be hard to beat at Odsal. They were clever because they kept taking 2, which most teams wouldn't do. Well coached. They ran Hull close last week. They beat Catalan fairly convincingly this week.
They've said we're not there to make up numbers.
No, they're not.
And I think you've seen that from a couple of the. Well, you could even argue, and obviously, before we get on to York, they took a bit of a battering this week, but obviously, last week, they've shown that they're here to compete and they can compete when they're on it. So let's see what this season brings. But with Bullmania behind, the spirit of Bullmania, anything is possible.
Should we go on to York then?
You just got to bull leave. Right, let's go on to York.
Bull leave. Yep. Okay.
That was a shocker. Leeds. They beat York 46 points to 14.
Yeah, you could say it was a bit of a nightmare.
Yes.
What am I dealing with?
Leeds offered them Ryan no mercy.
It just descends into chaos.
Yeah. First thing I want to talk about in this game, did you see Micah Sevo run over Ben Jones Bishop? Mm-hmm. Ben Jones Bishop hit him with all of his 37 years of experience, and Micah Sevo just went, "No, you're not tackling me. Get off." Ryan Hall, WBW, world's best winger. He scored a double, including an intercept. Must be his first intercept full length for a while. And
running back the years.
York scored a nice try. He scored 2 nice tries. First one by the semi-detached house. And the second try was a lovely move by that halfback, Harris. And then he put try on somebody else. So yeah, very nice play. But obviously it was fits and starts in what was essentially a pummeling from Leeds, who were tuning themselves up for Vegas.
They got a couple of bodies back, Leeds, didn't they? Obviously, that was Seabold's first game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He didn't play the last week. Con didn't play last week. He was back to this week for them. So they had a good couple of bodies back as well.
I think you just summarised it right there. They're fine-tuning for Vegas.
Yeah.
Anyone could go to Leeds and lose. When you're the promoted side like York, as well, first of all, they've got 14 points, so they've not been embarrassed. They made that scoreline a little bit more respectable. 46-0 would look bad. 46-4 would look bad, but they've made it respectable. And that's not a game you're targeting.
No,
really.
You try and win the home games.
Yeah.
See what you can do.
Pull off a couple of scalps.
Yeah.
And then beat the teams around you. There's got to be the...
Recently, the teams who finished bottom have won 3 games, 4 games, 5 games all year, and you think you can do better than that with your home games against your other teams around you.
Toulouse are already on 2. The 2 promoted sides are
Toulouse
already on
took
1.
till June last time they were in Super League to get 2 wins. And then they're already at it.
I'm just trying to think who else.
They didn't win away from home all last time they were in Super League, and they did it first week.
And then the teams that we predicted to be down there, Castleford and Huddersfield,
are worse than we thought they would be.
neither have got a win yet. So yeah, the promoted side's putting the pressure on, really.
Yeah.
Last game on Friday, this was the one that I tuned in for.
Same.
St Helens Lee. Now, there's a lot of changes here, and I want to mention this before we start. So Robertson went to the bench, Lomax came into the half, Sailor went to full back.
Yeah.
It was Nene, McDonald and Dion Cross in the centres, with Lewis, Murphy and Felt.
He picks himself.
Yeah. I was surprised to see Robertson out of the lineup.
Yeah.
To go onto the bench. Don't get me wrong, if you're going to drop him, that's your choice as a coach. I don't see the advantage of moving someone from the starting centre to the bench.
I don't know.
But straight away, I think it was 15 minutes in, Lomax goes down with a dislocated wrist. Robertson went to full back. Sailor went back into the halves. Then Nene goes off injured, so they move Matt Whitley to centre. So they had a little bit to deal with.
They got better. They took them 2 players off. They actually got better.
I'm going to say to me, I am adamant that Robertson should be playing full
But
back.
I don't know if Lee were just they
Lee
went,
were poor.
they went into half time with the lead. Saints have lost 2 really good players, and they just must have thought, oh, that's just an easy win now, easy streak to get to the rest of this game. And it bit them. Like this, there was one where they just passed it from 9, and it went out through the back of their own dead ball line.
Lamb said it was the worst performance in like 9 months, I think.
It probably was,
like
yeah.
that.
Think about it.
But he didn't hold back and said it was horrendous.
Yeah, they weren't.
Could put it in again on
not good at
Thursday
all.
for me,
Yeah, well.
but they don't.
Well, they're going to have to come out and
We're
perform.
going to have to bounce back, but it's going to be an hard job to come to the brick and...
This goes into that issue, doesn't it? You said you've got to try and win 2 from your first 3.
Yeah.
I know they've had a tough start with Leeds, Saints and us.
Yeah.
But now there's a bit of pressure on that third game.
Yeah.
They've got to come with a bit of pressure rather than going, we've already won 2 from 2.
And again, I want to talk about the Friday games. All 3 winners on Friday lost their first game, and all 3 losers won their first game. Mm-hmm. So all 6 of those teams were on 2 points, and it weren't just them. You know, Warrington was still stuck on 2 because they didn't play this week. Yeah. One of Wakefield or Huddersfield were going to get 2 points there.
I hope it stays tight.
One of us or Hull were going to get 2 points because one of us was going to lose. So a lot of teams going to be on 2 points at the end of the week. Looks good for the league.
Yeah.
Looks very good. Shall we go on to Saturday? Toulouse, Castleford. Lots of promise for Castleford after the Wigan game.
Oh well, yes, they were revelling in the performance, losing by 10 points to Wigan.
They took a step back this week, according to their coach.
Yeah,
That it was poor.
They said they lost a lot of positives from last week.
they
kind of
threw them all down the toilet. Never mind,
took
took a step back. All the positive vibes they got there just ruined them because they were really, really poor against Toulouse.
Genuinely, I think it can be summarised that in the first 5 minutes, the centre from Toulouse, and I forgot his name.
Greg Inglis is his name. Watch it. Oh my word!
Not Greg
It
Inglis.
was GI. He should have done the goal.
He didn't get to try.
No, he didn't score.
I can just imagine him getting tackled and doing go on.
I'd have just threw the ball and done it just to celebrate that. We'd only beat about 4 players and bust through a tackle.
But he didn't. He bust through the first tackle, which was a bit of an arms tackle from Lawler. I then think he tries to take the tackle 4 times. I think it was Darnell McIntosh. Fletcher Rooney dove past him. He needs to try and step him and just let him walk past him. And then Gary just runs into him and knocks him over.
So good they named him twice.
And then you manage to deal with that. The halfback takes it to the line, just goes down to one knee, and no one thinks, "Oh, let's finish this tackle." He just offloads it and then walks in. Like,
Castleford didn't deserve that nice kit they were wearing.
no.
They didn't deserve it.
You get it taken off you.
Should get it taken off. You have to wear pink or vivid green. I think you probably like that actually. Look at your shirt you got on there. But yeah, I think
I love a bright colour.
I think if you have a nice kit and you turn up that performance, you don't get to wear it again. So you put a few good performances in a row together.
Honestly, I can't explain how bad it was watching it. And Toulouse were decent, but they weren't mistake free.
I like that 6 for Toulouse. What was his name? French lad.
Yeah.
I thought he was lively.
I think they made some shrewd signings.
They put a lot of trust in a team that got promoted from the Championship, haven't there? There's a lot of made a couple of signings, but not gone massive. Like me, look at Bradford, and obviously,
I think that Cesar Rouge is a good signing from Castleford.
Yeah, he's made him a lot better, hasn't he?
Yeah. Ashaw Bot, I'm always impressed with.
Ashaw Bot looks really good.
yeah, looks like a good player.
He's a good player.
Obviously, Dupree's a
Was it
good
Huddersfield? He
signing.
come through.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he definitely played.
When he was a young kid,
He definitely played for Huddersfield.
I just think it's
He's been at Toulouse for ages. He was there last time they were in Super League.
Yeah.
handy sign. Joe Bretherton was there last time they were there.
Yeah.
Have they signed Joe Cater this time?
Yeah, I was just about to mention Joe Cater. He signed him. Yeah.
He was a left seat, probably.
Yeah, I think he was playing loose forward as well in this game.
Was he? Yeah.
But yeah, he could kind of do it all forward for Hull FC.
Right, should we go on to the last game?
Yep.
Sunday saw Huddersfield and Wakefield.
So we
Now,
all had to go.
yeah, it was 18 points to 4. And I'm going to be honest, I fell asleep. And then woke up to, it was like in the last minute of the game. It was like
trying to get the points.
It was like a little 15-minute thing, and you look at the score, I thought, 18-6, why are they talking up like there's a lot going on, and then as you wake up, I went, it's 16, it's like...
Oh, 16 was it?
I was like, it's game on here.
Flanagan. Talk about Flanagan. He had a decent game, but he was giving out a lot of stick. And then when they lost, he got a lot back.
He blew a couple of opportunities
Which is
late on, didn't he?
Fair enough. I think they gave him a bit when he missed a tackle and they scored. But yeah, he was giving them. They stopped Wakey on the line and he was giving a bit to the Wakey fans and that. I don't mind that, me. And then when they scored the last try, they gave him a bit of stick on the way past celebrating. But I don't mind that. Let the players be players. Let them be. Yeah. Let them don't cross the line, but let them be human.
Yeah.
I just
You
think
don't want
sometimes
all robots.
It's when you turn round to like the crowd and the crowd see it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like when you ask for a protein shake in the World Cup Challenge.
Yeah.
So called.
Yeah. But yeah. And then, I'm going to say, if you're Flanagan and if you give it out, you can't miss a couple of passes at the end.
Yeah.
And I just think sometimes you've got to realise that you're still learning the game.
I don't mind it, me. Show them some emotion.
That's it.
I'd be fuming if a Wigan player did that and then just threw a pass into touch.
Mess about and find out, innit?
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Give it out, you've got to be able to take it when it comes back your way.
I think it will. Other than that, though, Hot Smoothie added some quality for Wakefield. Tavanga added some quality for Wakefield. We don't really know how good they are, though, because they were playing. The team hit by the injury curse, captain's injury curse that Luke Robinson was talking about.
Yeah.
Luke Robinson thinks his captaincy is cursed.
Not like there's bigger things going on.
Because he gave a captaincy to Adam Clune and he got injured, then Swift, then rushed. But Tuilalu here got through this game without getting injured, so the curse is broken.
Curse has been lifted.
Really glad the head coach is talking about that rather than talking about the fact that they were just poor for like 65 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Shall we take a quick break? When we come back, we'll go into predictions. So, the predictions. Now, a little bit of a change of the way that we do this. We're going to use the spread of who's favourite, who's not, rather than just going who we think's going to win and backing basically who we think is the favourite of that game. Now, we're not going to do the Wigan game because we always back.
We would just always back Wigan. But if you're interested, we're 8.5 point favourites at home to Lee, which I think is quite a big line. I think it's quite a big spread.
I don't know, me. I always try and predict what I think, and I was going like...
When it starts getting towards 2 tries, though, I think that's a lot. I think there's not many games that are blowouts, really, especially with Wigan and Lee.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I think it's a lot of points. I do
suggest whether they go for the goals or not. Right, so the first one, Hull FC against York. Hull FC a 14.5 point favourite. I am going to go...
That's a good line.
I'm going to go Hull FC minus 14.5.
Right, well, I think Hull FC will win the game, but York will cover within 14.5 points. So I'm going to go York plus 14.5.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as Matty. I think Hull FC will win, but I don't think they'll win by over 14.5 points, so I'll take York on the handicap.
Okay. I'm surprised that you both there.
You think?
Yeah.
14.5's a lot of points.
It is, it's at Hull FC.
Yeah.
Didn't have a good home record last season.
And do a lot of
Struggled to win
injuries.
at home.
What do the fans say so far?
The fans so far are favouring York.
Okay. Favouring York as well.
We're only 5 hours into
See,
this.
I think if we did that normally, it would just be 95% Hull FC, and all three of us would have gone for Hull FC. So I think adding the spread makes it a bit more interesting.
Yeah.
Next up is Castleford Tigers versus Huddersfield. Cass Tigers are 8.5 point favourites.
That Cass?
At Cass. I am going to go Huddersfield will cover the spread.
So you think Huddersfield plus 8.5?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go with Huddersfield plus 8.5 as well.
I want to go with Huddersfield plus 8.5, but
Do
I
it
feel
then.
like, I know, but I feel like is that not a bit kind of...
What are the fans saying?
Should we have one here? Go on, what are the fans saying?
Are you copping out here and let the fans tell you first?
Well, I don't...
I'm interested to know what the fans are saying.
Well, what I'll tell you is this is the closest vote.
It should be.
Yeah.
It's the hardest one.
Yeah.
Huddersfield are just winning.
Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna I'll go full house. Yeah, I think
Okay.
Huddersfield 8.5.
Right, so after your record of backing Huddersfield, Castle winning
Oh
by
yeah, that's
20
the problem
plus.
now. Castle going to
You've
win.
ruined it now,
Back
Wes.
Huddersfield. Next
I
game.
still think Castle will win. I just don't think they'll win. But I think
I think Castle win close.
Wakefield, it'll be
Yeah.
like a 4-point game, something like that.
Yeah. Right. Over to Vegas.
Yep.
Hull KR Leeds. Hull KR are 6.5 point favourites. And I'm not only going this team to win the game with the points, I'm just going to think
Win the game outright.
Yeah, Leeds.
Leeds, you're going with Leeds plus 6.5 against a lot of points. I am going to go with Hull KR minus 6.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go Leeds. I don't think they'll be able. And again, I think they'll win the game. I think that they're going to struggle to back it up. Morg's injured. So
I think it's a backwards
Spine.
step for Leeds after they play them all like they did in the first game.
So you're saying KR?
I'm saying
6.5. And Lewis, what are you saying?
I'm backing Leeds.
With 6.5 start.
Yeah,
You two are both on Leeds.
Leeds had a dominant lead.
Do they?
87% of votes.
I don't know how good Leeds are. We'll see, I guess.
Yeah. I just think Leeds like big occasions.
Yeah.
That's the type of
Hull
club.
KR do as well, of recent memory.
Warrington and Wakefield. Warrington Wolves are 10.5 point favourites.
10.5. Okay. I need to not let them sway me by how good they were last time against Saints. I'm going to go Warrington to win the game, but Wakefield to get within 10.5.
I'm going to go Wakefield with 10.5.
I'm gonna go back. I'm backing Warrington. I think they'll win by over 10.5.
Okay.
Oh, you are just joining the fans. 59% of fans so far saying Warrington
Okay.
with 10.5 start. I just think that double week off, Mark.
That would have been 98% in my previous
I
years.
honestly just think that double weekend, and Wakey got a point to prove now after not winning one of the first two.
I think Warrington will win. Wakey did win one of the first two. Wakey beat Huddersfield.
Oh, Wakey.
I think Warrington will win, but I think it'll be closer than 10.5.
Right.
We spoke about that game for ages.
I know. One of them days today. Two more left. Catalan versus St. Helens. Catalan are 4.5 point favourites.
Well, that makes that easy because I think Saints are going to win.
Yeah, I think Saints are going to win.
So do I. And I'm joining you there. I'm just going to check the fans.
The fans surely have got Saints to win that as well.
Yeah, 73% of fans.
Yeah, they've got to. I
Finally,
feel that line's probably the first one that's not in the right place.
they'll be thinking about the travelling to Catalan.
Catalan home, yeah, they won the last home game. Saints, a couple of injuries, I suppose.
Yeah. The first game of the two promoted sides playing each other.
So
Bradford,
is it? Yeah.
To lose. In Bradford are 6.5 point favourites. And for that, I win Bradford.
So I'm going to lose plus 6.5, definitely. I think they'll get within 6.5. Yeah.
No, I'm going to go Bradford.
I think Toulouse might just drop off after 2 wins.
I think Bradford might.
I think the fact they're at home as well, Bradford. I think they're going to make odds a little bit of a fortress. I think that.
What do the fans think on that one?
Toulouse, 71% have gone Toulouse.
Interesting.
Right,
The
that's
popular
interesting.
vote is going with me on that one.
Yeah, interesting.
That's interesting. We'll see. That's going to be so much more fun looking at who's winning based on. Because last time we all picked to try and be different, and then the fans just always pick favourites every time and won 5 out of 6 every week. So yeah, I think it'll be good.
Yeah. Right, we'll take a quick break and then we'll come back with the eye catchers.
Okay, let's finish off with the eye catchers then for this week. Traditionally, my segment, which was where I talked about the NRL. I still will do that, but the NRL hasn't really started yet. And so I thought we'd just make the eye catchers just something daft we have a bit of a laugh about. So, daft things that have caught your eye in the world of rugby league, gentlemen, this week?
I'll start this off.
Go on.
First of all, I'm going to be complimentary to start with. I think there's been some really nice kits this year,
Yeah.
but it has made me laugh. This bad weather. It's not helped the kitmen
No.
doing the cleaning. I think it was Bradford. Catalan's Bradford.
No.
Catalan's...
Catalan Huddersfield, they both ended
Huddersfield.
up in brown, and there's a kit clash, and I said to you, see if you can guess which player Roman Navarrete he'd just come off the bench, and then the camera zoomed out, and there were 12 Catalan players in brown kits, And then Romain never had like an advert for Daz in the shiniest white kit you'll ever see. And then he took 2 hit-ups and he had a brown kit on as well.
I'm going to say, I'm assuming he got changed at half time.
I don't know, actually, because it was late in the game, wasn't it? It can't have been his first stint. Did anything else daft happen?
I got Caleb Higgs mentioned before for Bullmania. He was really embracing Bullmania. Scored a try. You know, in Australia, you've told me this before, like, they'll do the bunny ears or they'll like put a fin up or whatever, and they're paying heritage to the tribe they came from, because that like would be the symbol for the tribe or whatever. Well, Caleb Aikens obviously doesn't belong to a tribe, he does belong to Bullmania. Scores the try, gets up, gives the bull horns on the head and starts parading around with the bull horns on his head.
Brilliant.
I was like, brilliant, embrace it. The fans will love that. He'll be like a cult hero for them, you know what I mean, as well as a brilliant player.
Oh,
really
definitely.
You're back in Super League, you just had your first win at odds a lot.
I hope it catches on as well. They all start doing it every time there's a try.
Embrace it.
I thought that robot at Huddersfield. Did you see that?
What even was that? I saw it and I was like, is this another like, what's the wire flyer kind of thing? Or like some kind
Yeah,
of...
but it was fast. At least, like, they were fun and exciting. We just had a robot walking out. We couldn't even hold the ball.
There's a robot.
They're tight with the rubber bands.
If you've not seen this, ladies and gentlemen, at home, this was a robot in a Huddersfield kit that was meant to be delivering the match ball, but didn't have strong enough arms to carry the match ball, so just walked at the world's slowest speed onto the pitch, just plodded on. They said it was John Wells, which I thought was quite funny. All those guys.
It looked like, they just give it to a kid to walk out, and he's thought, I'm going to take as long as I can so I can stay on this pitch for longer.
Yeah, but it was actually a robot in a Huddersfield kit, and they had to tie the Huddersfield kit at the bottom because it was too big.
He didn't do anything either. He didn't like...
What do you mean he?
Well,
at least, do you remember that Catalan where they used to bring on the kicking team in a remote controlled car?
Yeah.
And then it ran over Sam Tompkins' foot and they never saw it again.
They didn't like... He didn't even try and sidestep someone. He didn't like...
Robot's got a top speed of 2. What's he going to do?
We've seen robots now. Come on, like... Show a hand off. He could have just put a hand up as if he was handing someone off.
I want to see the Atlas dog. Have you ever seen that? That Atlas dog is an unbelievable robot. That would be cool.
I can't get behind it. I can't.
Why is it Huddersfield of all teams to be progressive and have a robot?
So the game, Pete.
Well, yeah. That just is daft. Like, why was that robot there? What?
Genuinely, Luke Robinson might have been trying to sub it on, defend.
Make it captain.
Brings the fans in. You know what I mean?
Oh,
for
yeah.
attendance.
All them Robot Wars fans.
That's it.
If you can tap into the robot wars market, that would be really good.
There's a gap in the market
If
now,
you
it's
get
not
thrown
fun.
into touch, it's like a pit. Don't make it dangerous like it is in Robot Wars, but it's like a ball pit or something. You know, like, and Craig Charles can be commentator. I'd watch that. If it were Huddersfield versus Wakefield, I'd watch it. But you wouldn't have fallen asleep in the second half if Craig Charles was on commentary and just off the pitch was the robot shunt.
Yeah, I would.
Or the house robots. You wouldn't. You wouldn't.
I'd have fallen asleep watching that.
Tap into the Robot Wars fans. Tap into the fans of Bulls in general. Tap into Daz. Contact Daz or Persil or whoever the highest bidder is to sponsor Catalan.
I've done one of the amazing ideas.
Yeah.
Speaking of proper bull mania, why don't they get in touch with the owner of Catalans? I was
Bernard Bush.
One of his prize bulls.
Sausage magnate.
He loves to parade onto the field. We saw that a couple of years ago, didn't we?
You know that's going to happen.
Where the bull got let out.
When it's Bradford versus Catalan, something like that is going to happen. But Bullman is going to be...
Some legend of Catalan is going to come and tame the bull.
No, it's going to be Steve Menzies because he played for both teams. He played for both teams. It's going to be Beaver versus the Bull. Steve Menzies will be guest of honour. We didn't even mention that Pally Sean was guest of honour for us.
Oh, that's true.
That was a nice
True.
one.
Probably should have been in the
Play for
news.
both those clubs.
Missed that one, my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's enough for daft stuff that we've seen this year. I'm sure there'll be a lot more.
Quite a quiet week, really.
In terms of actual daft stuff happening, yeah, no one fell in a pothole.
No poles, no balls onto the
No
pitch.
balls on the pitch. No cryptocurrency scams. No illegal printer ink, allegedly. No incidents, shall we say, off the field.
No. Nothing behind the Greg's.
Off the behind the Greg's. I was going to say that, behind the Greg's. No more incidents like that. Yeah,
Just a quiet week.
It's been a quiet week in rugby league, and still somehow there was a robot and.
So yeah, I think that's everything now. Quiet week in rugby league.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you for listening, and we're all going to go for a protein shake.
Allegedly.
Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.
See you next time.